Hello friends, and happy realmathon to all who celebrate. It is March 1st and we are about to pick the books that we are going to kick off realmathon with. I wanted to kind of bring some fun and like spice up the order that I read things in over the month of March. I don't know, I don't want to make decisions this week. I want something to make decisions for me. And so we're going to go a little bit rogue and we're going to be using a color generator to pick our reads throughout the week. I have pulled from my pile of possibilities. A lot of them were in the TBR that I posted like last week, but some of these I just went to my TBR cart and I was like, that could also be fun to read. That could also be fun to read. And you guys, I am winging it, because some of these are going to be worth a lot of points and some of them aren't, but I just figure if I'm reading books, books are worth points. The stags were like coming together to support each other and not get burnt out. And so that's the energy that we're taking into it. I'm really hoping that I pick a book that has an audio option, because I'm about to leave my house for the rest of the day and go watch my best friend play in a pickleball tournament. So it's about like a, 35-minute drive out to the tennis courts. And that would be great to be able to just go ahead and start. Also, if I end up getting a Kindle book, I could bring that and read it like between his games. But obviously I'm going to support him, and this just happens to be on the first day of realmathon. But let's use a color generator to pick my first reads. My assistant really wanted to help by looking cute, but here is what we're working with. So Normal People by Sally Rooney. I do have this audiobook. The Gray Sheer, if it lands on pink, the Gray Sheer is going to be the option, because this cover is actually pink and my Kindle is pink. So the Gray Sheer, Wild Eyes, A Fire Endless, A Study in Drowning, and A Feather So Black. These two are really similar, but I feel like this one is pulling more like grays and purples, and this one's pulling more like blacks and greens with also that gold and that white. So we have a lot of options. I'm going to give myself one refresh just in case I get a color that doesn't match too well. Like this was what it just pulled up with, and I think if it landed on something like this, I would end up going with Normal People because it's the closest match, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to refresh it and see what we get. Upside down. Okay, here we go. Okay, yellow. I'm going to go with A Feather So Black. Okay, we just picked our first read of realmathon, and it is going to be A Feather So Black by Lyra Celine. This is a Swan Princess retelling where we have a changeling girl who has been swapped with a human princess, and she's grown up in the human world, and finally her human mother is like, it is time for you to go back to the Fae realm and bring your human counterpart back. Here is your aide that's going to go with you on this quest, and happens to be like this man that she's got some history with who's also betrothed to the human princess. So it's a whole like mess. I did start this back in January and got to 14% through, but I think I am going to restart it. So I'm excited to read this, and I do think I'm going to use my Audible credit on it. And then I was talking about Robin Hobb and the Farseer trilogy and picking up Assassin's Quest. This is by far the longest book on my March TBR, and I want it to count, and I want it to count good. So here is my plan for this book. It's about 42 chapters. It is just over 800 pages. It is 853 pages, so not just over, halfway over 800 pages. And because it's got 40-something chapters, my goal is to read a chapter or two a day in this book. The audiobooks are free on Audible, so I have that option to me as well. And that way, at the very, very end of the month, this chunky bad boy is going to count for so many points for me and my team stags. It's even green. Like, this book supports the stags. So we're going to get a couple chapters of this in every day, and then I'll be picking up my other book as well. So we're starting with two pretty thick fantasies. And can I just say, Royal Assassin, I read in this format. This is the format I meant to read in. Do you see the issue? This one, I had to break the spine to read it. Like, it was impossible to read without breaking the spine. This should be banned. This matches my copy of Assassin's Apprentice, so eventually I'm going to take this one to the used bookstore and replace my copy so that I have a matching set, but this is the way that fantasies were intended to be read. So thank you, Del Rey, for watching out for us, and Harper Voyager, you can just like go. Okay, so the plan is eat breakfast real quick. I'm gonna stop by 7 Brew and get myself an iced coffee because I told y'all I didn't sleep well and I am feeling exhausted, so exhausted. And then I'm going to go watch Brent play some pickleball. I'm not going to have lunch today probably because I'm gonna eat my avocado toast at like 10:30. So I'm gonna pack like a protein bar and maybe some beef jerky to just keep on my person, as well as some water, obviously. And then I meal prepped some soup tonight. So when I get home, I have some soup in the fridge that we will eat, and it will be a pleasant Saturday. I have a Target pickup order I've got to get on the way home. So we're just gonna go out and enjoy this beautiful day, some iced coffee, and support my bestie. Let me just snap on my pair I wear, not sponsored. Hi friends, I'm obviously showered and looking more like a troll for the night than I was earlier, but the pickle game, what are words? The pickleball games were really fun, but it was really windy. It was a beautiful day. It was like 65 degrees, but it was so windy. It made for like difficult pickleball conditions, and then me sitting in you know, my little like fold out chair trying to watch it, and the wind was just cutting. So I was actually very grateful I wore a sweatshirt. So I was there from like noon to 4, and I did listen to A Feather So Black on the way there. I told y'all I started this over. So originally I got 14% of the way in, but right now I am only on page 24. So not that far in. And I don't think I'm going to read any of Assassin's Quest tonight, only because I'm like so tired and my brain can probably only focus on one story. But tomorrow I will do that. Tomorrow is my filming and editing day, but that's all I have on the docket. So I will definitely get some more read tomorrow. I got this new water bottle. It's a Simple Modern, which I've had a Simple Modern water bottle before and I absolutely love them. They're just the same as a Stanley to me. They're like $10 cheaper, but this one was $7 at Kroger. I guess the color is being discontinued or something. And there was one teeny tiny little dent at the bottom, so I ordered a little boot off of Amazon, and the boot was more expensive than the water bottle. But I've got some like Skittle berry flavor mix in this right now. It's so good. Anyway, it's time to read, and I will catch you up on the book when I feel like I have something more important to say. But my day was spent watching my best friend do what he loves, and honestly, like, what is better than watching the people that you love do what they love? I told him the same thing too. All right, good night. Okay guys, I just filmed my February wrap up, and I figured since I was sitting here in front of my bookshelves with the lighting and makeup on and everything, I would go ahead and give you a little bit of an update on A Feather So Black. It looks like I haven't made any progress at all, but I just made it to about page 100, which is in chapter 9. Okay, so our two main characters are now on a quest to try and find this gate to the fairy realm. They're staying in this, I don't know if I would call it like a fort or like an abandoned keep that is very close to the forest where this gate is. And the tension between them is so high. She has been in love with this guy. His name is Rogan, like her whole entire life. But the problem is he is betrothed to her human counterpart who is trapped in the Fae realm. And something happened when they were kids. Like they had this moment and he was sent away, and her mother told Fia's mother told her that he didn't want anything to do with her and he had chosen the human princess, and then he left and never came back. So she believes her mother. I get Mother Gothel vibes from her mother, who is the queen of like all of this land. And I don't trust her mother. She either trusts her implicitly and I'm wrong about her mother, or she has some like Stockholm syndrome stuff going on, because her mother just seems like she is using her power for personal gain. She's now using her to go and rescue her sister because she's the only one that can travel between this realm and the Fae realm through the 13th gate. And I just don't trust her. I just don't trust her. they have traveled to the Fae realm one time. They can only do it when Fia gives her blood on a full moon. And they have spotted the sister, who is like trapped in the body of a swan, but can also turn into a human. I don't know. Like, it's very magical, whimsical, while also being kind of dark and gritty, which I'm appreciating, because romantasy just hasn't been working lately, because I feel like it's also copy paste. I talked about that in my wrap up a second ago too. This feels fantasy that leans towards romance. I know it's technically romantasy, but it's just written in a different style than other romantasy that I have been reading lately. There's no modern slang used. It feels very contained in the time that you're supposed to believe that it was written. And I'm really, really, really enjoying it. There's so much happening and it's so quiet. The magic is dark. I do want to point out that there's a little bit of almost self-harm type talk in this book. If you don't want to hear anything about it, fast forward. But if you kind of want to know what I'm referring to, Fia's magic is very brutal. She can basically turn living things into plants. She calls it her green life. And she wears this bracelet of thorns around her wrist. And whenever she is feeling particularly negative emotions, she'll squeeze the bracelet into her arm, which is wounded. And it just feels kind of self-harmy. So just know that. She's very scared of her own self. She's very scared of her own magic. She turns things that she loves to plants, which essentially kills them. And it's very dramatic to read about. But again, they are on this quest to find the human sister who is trapped in the body of a swan. And Rogan has been telling stories about her from his childhood. Her name is Iela. And I definitely get some like Swan Princess Odette vibes from the way that he talks about her when she was a child. But anyway, that's where I am. They've made it there. They haven't like done anything to further their quest, but at least they have located it. The Fae in this world seem very vicious and very cruel and very brutal, which I am craving from a Fae story. Like, if you're going to give me a Fae story, make them Fae. Make them, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's my update. Page 100. Things are starting to happen. Look at my cat. Just look at her. Just look at my cat. She's sitting on a pile of books. Just look at her. Hi, friends. I look and feel so sleepy because I am. But it is now dinner time. I've been laying in bed, kind of like half reading, half dozing for most of the afternoon since I finished cleaning. I still have laundry to fold and stuff, but like I got some bigger things done today, and I'm cooking dinner right now, / my lunches for most of the week, which I'm not going to show the cooking process because I do have some like ground beef, raw meat stuff, and for my vegan vegetarian friends, I don't want to show you that if you don't want to see it, but I'll show you once it's all assembled. So I am making a Big Mac / cheeseburger salad bowls for the week, which you could definitely do with like the ground beef like crumbles if you are vegetarian. I have made, not this meal, but I have used the like ground beef like crumbles before, and they're really good. I'm now 150 pages into my book and I'm still really enjoying it. It is not your typical romantasy, and I touched on that a little bit earlier. It is very, very lyrical prose. Like, the writing is just very colorful and full of similes and metaphors. There's no modern quippy banter back and forth. There is banter, but it's not what you expect from a romantasy. And personally, this is what I've been needing. I know it's not going to float everybody's romantasy boat for sure, but for me, like, this book is the oar and I'm the boat, and it's just steering me along. So I'm really having a good time. We are pretty much like fully immersed in the Fae world now. There's no, at least it feels like there's not going to be as much back and forth, which was getting a little bit old because they were only there on full moon nights, and then they had to come back, and then they had to go the next full moon, and there was just a lot of like in between time. but our main character, Fia, just went to like a Fae party and has come face to face with her sister now. And I think she's starting to realize her mother is a little bit like Mother Gothel. I hope so, because she needs to come to that realization on her own, because she is being gaslit so hard by so many people in her life. Anyway, that's where we're at. I'm gonna cook dinner and sit down and eat this and probably have one of these because I'm so tired. Like, I look so pale. I look dead. I don't want to look dead. And like, my weekend is almost over, and that's just making me so sad. But my goal is to get to page, I don't know, 200. That's definitely doable. Page 250 today. Let's make a goal. We're gonna get to page 250, and I'm also gonna read the first chapter of Assassin's Quest. So we have goals. I'm still folding laundry and such, but I really needed food. I can just tell when I really need food because your girl gets hangry. So hangry. That was a super fast meal to make. Here's just what it looks like. So it's a bed of shredded lettuce and romaine. And then you chop up some tomatoes, some red or white onions, depending on your preference. I put some chopped pickles in here, topped with your ground beef mixture, which is ground beef, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, whatever else you want to put in it. Cheese, and then the dressing. If you want to make it a little healthier, you can use Greek yogurt. I just had mayo, so I use mayo, a little bit of ketchup, either pickle relish or pickle juice, mustard, paprika, and you mix that all together. And it tastes like a Big Mac without the buns. So that's gonna be my lunch this week. I put everything in its containers, and I'm gonna go sit down, probably watch a BookTube video and eat, and then get back to reading. So cheers. I don't really do much of this like cooking content during the week because I'm a teacher and I'm always stressed out. So the weekends are when you see this type of stuff, and then I eat off of it for the rest of the week, or I pick up food. So happy Sunday. At least we have meal prep. Good morning. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't tell what I look like in the viewfinder, but it's Monday morning now. I am never good for anything on Monday mornings. I'm trying to get my makeup done very quickly. I was gonna update you because I had great ambitions last night. I told you I was gonna read page like 200 of Feather So Black, and I told you I was gonna start Assassin's Quest. Whoa, my foundation just went all in my bag. My best friend, Brent, he's the one whose pickleball tournament I went to the other day. He called me and he was like, hey, I finally found Girl Scout cookies, because we've both been on the hunt for Girl Scout cookies and haven't been able to find them, which, let me know what your favorite Girl Scout cookie is. And I know this foundation is too pale. I promise I do things to make it better. Anyway, he brought me the ones that I wanted, which were Samoas and Thin Mints. But the issue, not the issue, because I would rather spend time with my best friend than like anything else in the world. But I didn't get to read because we ended up hanging out and catching up on stuff that wasn't pickleball. And we actually ended up staying up late and watching an episode of Severance season 2, which we had not started yet. Our show has been Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and we were at the very beginning of season 2, and Netflix took it off. So that is angersome. That made me upset. Anyway, so we were like, well, we will wait until we have a whole weekend where we can binge watch the rest of season 2 and get a trial for Peacock. So we put that on the back burner and decided that we were going to start Severance. And that is an hour-long show, and we started watching it at like 9:30. But it's so good, y'all. Let me know if you're watching Severance, because it is just like a brilliantly written show. Sherlock was just being a butt all night long. He gets his paws and he'll do this on everything to get my attention. And so I didn't sleep well, which is why if y'all ever see my hair in a bun in a video, it means I chose sleep over doing my hair. And I've got to redo this bun because it's not looking cute. Mondays, we can wear school shirts with jeans, so it's not like I have to think about my outfit today. But I'm going to be a tired teacher today. I am packing coffee cup, packing creamer. I'm not gonna go crazy and pack coffee and an energy drink because that would be a little bit much. And I'm trying to not do an all-involved makeup routine, but sometimes I just get started and I can't stop. I'm trying to go zippity-doo-dah, but I never can go zippity-doo-dah. Anyway, that's the update. I read nothing else after I updated on A Feather So Black yesterday, but it's a new day, it's a new dawn, it's a new life for us, and we're feeling good. And this is as good as it's gonna get. Let's go to work. Okay, guys. Hi. It's been a day. I'm so tired. I actually came home and took like an hour and 15 long nap after work, which I will nap and like lounge around and be so lazy on a weekend. But on a school day, I'm usually like, I get home, I have my set chores that I do after work, I eat dinner, and then it's reading time. But I didn't do my chores today. I just napped. I was exhausted. I decided I'm treating myself to a special fun little dinner tonight. We have essentially fast food hibachi. Like, it's more expensive than fast food, but it's less expensive than going and like sitting down at a hibachi restaurant. So I'm gonna go pick that up. It's a really big portion. Usually it's enough for 2 or 3 meals. So I'm gonna get that dinner, catch up on watching a little bit of BookTube, and then probably read and call it an early night. I was really banking on having a book finished today, but that's not going to happen. It's okay. I'm still reading for my team, but you know, circumstances sometimes just happen to where like they don't go according to plan, and that's okay. So I'm gonna leave, listen to my book while I drive to this place and back, and then it'll be a real quiet, fun rest of the evening. See, so much food. So I'm gonna have the salad and like a third to half of this, but it is so much food. Hi everyone. As you can see, it's just me and my awful looking skin coming at you from the dark because wow, has it been a day. I currently don't have power. So let me back you up before we do a reading update. We knew that the weather was going to get bad in Mississippi today, but we had some testing going on. So we had school, and we also do it like the surrounding counties do. So if they don't cancel school, we don't cancel school. But instead they were like, we're going to dismiss early today. So we did. We showed up at work. We gave them their English test and we dismissed by like 1 o'clock. My brother has been going through some like skin things, and so he had a dermatologist appointment, and my sister-in-law had to work until 6. So they called me and they were like, hey, can you pick up Trip, my nephew, from daycare? So I did that, and as I was doing that, the weather got so bad, like limbs down and stuff. So I was just like picking him up from daycare, trying to figure out the car seat while the wind is just swirling around me. I took him to their house and babysat him this afternoon. Got an email that my power was out. I was supposed to have a book club live show tonight, and fortunately my work computer has power even though it has no internet. So I'm able to hook up a phone charging cord to it. I don't know when I'm supposed to get power back. They say that somebody is on site like assessing things. I am miserable without power. I am somebody who at night has to sleep with the fan on, a noise machine, or a podcast or something, and my tower fan literally right beside my face. So am I gonna sleep tonight? Probably not. I get so hot. But anyway, let's talk about what we care about. I was able to finish A Feather So Black while I was babysitting today, and unfortunately, guys, I really thought that this book was going to be for me, and it wasn't. So let me talk about the positive things first. This book is so lyrical and magical. The setting is so intense. You're in multiple different worlds or realms, however you want to call it. So you're in like the human world, and it's just it feels like Brave. It feels like you're in the movie Brave. And when you go into the fairy world, obviously things just feel magical and beautiful with like this sense of trickery behind it. So I loved the writing. I loved the description. I loved the prose. But what I didn't love were, it's not even that I didn't love the characters. I liked the characters, but their stories were just not it for me. They were a little bit boring. The story definitely got a little bit slow and repetitive for me. And I just found myself not caring about the outcome here. And that makes me so sad because a couple of my friends, like, this book comes so highly recommended from them. And I totally understand why people like it. It just didn't work for me. I felt like the love story was a little too contrived. Our main character has been in love with like this human counterpart for most of her life. And then she meets somebody in the Fae world, I won't say who, and she's just like going back and forth between the two of them for a while, and I'm just like, make up your mind. So it was a 3-star because I totally understand why people like it, but it wasn't for me. All of that said though, I did submit this for Defending the Stags, and I got us a total of plus 77 for our team. Now, I know the theme of the week is letting a color generator pick our books. Unfortunately, because I don't have power and it's about to be dark, I'm going to have to read a book on my Kindle. And so I'm taking a little shortcut, a little cheat, and I'm going to finish a book on my Kindle that I started last month. I got to 41%, so it's still eligible for me to read it and get some points this month. And that is Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. We're just gonna hang out here in the dark. I've got beverages, I've got a candle. Somewhere in this house, I've got cats that don't want to hang out with me right now. Keep your fingers crossed, because last May, we had a similar storm system move through, and I lost power for 5 days. It was the weekend that my nephew was born. I will never forget it, and I can't do that again. I need my fan. I need my fan. I need my fan. Okay, peace out, guys. Hey guys, sorry if you can hear my dryer in the background. Obviously, I didn't have power all day yesterday, so I am frantically trying to catch up on the chores. My hair looks so big today. Anyway, I'm home from work. I got power back at about 2 a.m. yesterday, and I'm tired because let's just say I don't sleep well when I don't have a fan. I need air blowing on me in all directions. I don't care how cold it is outside. I need the noise, and I need to feel the circulation. But all that said, I have quite a few things I kind of want to show off to you guys. I don't really do hauls on my channel all that often, but I just so happen to have gotten a whole bunch of things in the mail, some that I ordered and some that were just like nice surprises. So I wanted to show you guys. First of all, we're gonna start with something that is not book related, but I just thought was the sweetest. I think I've mentioned that we have secret pals at work a few times, and I got to work today, and at my door was this beautiful beach bag, which I'm probably gonna use for my crochet projects, to be honest. And there was a cute little message about it almost being spring break. And then on the inside, we got some Sunbum sunscreen. And then I haven't even taken this out yet because it just feels so massive, but also this really beautiful beach towel. So I'm not going to the beach for spring break, but when it's time to go to the pool or the beach, I'm set with my sunscreen and my towel. So I thought that was just so sweet, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I need to get something for my secret pal before spring break, so we might go shopping tomorrow afternoon to put her a little spring break care package together. Okay, the next thing I wanted to show you is from one of my subscribers and patrons, and this was just like the sweetest package to get. She let me know it was coming, but it doesn't matter if somebody tells you that mail is coming. Like, it's just still such a wonderful surprise to get it. So she sent me a whole bookmark, like a bundle. And the first one is this beaded bookmark, and it says The Magical Menagerie on it, which is the name of my Patreon. And then there's a little fairy bookmark charm, because you can be a fairy as one of the tiers on my Patreon. And I just thought this was so sweet and just so like personalized. She also sent me a message asking what my favorite book was, and my favorite book is Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. And so that is one of the bookmarks. And then I'm just gonna show you the rest of them because they're so magical. I think this one's my favorite just because I love night skies and stars. I mean, here's one of my book sleeves. I love night skies and stars so very, very much. So we've got this one. We've got one with like a moon, and then there's more stars on the back, so I love that one. This kind of green and teal one. this beautiful floral one that makes me so excited for spring. Another floral, and it's got Mardi Gras masks on the back. I live so close to New Orleans, so this one is really fun. And then there's a fourth wing one. So we've got Taryn and Andarna. Just the sweetest. Okay, staying on the bookmark train, I did order a team bookmark for Realmathon, so I joined Team Stags. That's what this whole video is about. But here is my beautiful foiled bookmark from Realmathon by Covers with Cassidy. In all of my Realmathon videos, I'll make sure to link her because you can join at any time in the month and backlog your books. But I mean, the foil on this is ridiculous, like how reflective it is. I'm just in love. And then the back is just the ombre green and says Carrion City on the back. And then I have two more packages. One is from Barnes & Noble and one is from Aardvark. So which one to open first? Let's open Aardvark first. I love Aardvark's boxes. Okay, Aardvark always sends a bookmark, and this one is so fun and patterned. And the book that I got is Death of the Author by Nutty Okorafor. I always want to look at it and make sure I'm saying it right. This is my friend Brittany's Patreon pick, and I also have the audiobook on Everand. It's longer than I thought it was going to be. I don't know why I thought this was going to be a short book, but it's over 400 pages. Last book we have to open is from Barnes & Noble, which does not have a fun package, but I know what this one is, and I'm very, very excited about it. I have to tell you guys, I am not excited about the cover rebrand of this book, but I did get this specific copy so that when I move on to the rest of the series, if I like this first one, that they will match. So it is The Will of the Many by James Islington. This is the deluxe edition. I don't know that there's any that aren't deluxe editions right now. I do think that the title is really pretty, but I'm not crazy about the cover. I feel like it's too monochrome. I liked the design of the other one with the blue and the columns better, but oh well. It does have yellow sprayed edges. Oh, okay, the inside is nice looking. The inside at least gives us an ode to the original cover with the columns. And would you look at the colored map on the end papers? That is satisfying. Okay, and The Will of the Many is my patron book club pick for the month of March. And I am not going to be adding this one to the Color Selects My Read because I know exactly when I'm going to read this book. Spring break is next week and she's chunky, so we're saving this for a spring break read. And I have the audiobook because I got it on sale for $3.99. So this will be an immersive read, but just a fun little book haul. Okay, here are the next string of options. Normal People is staying on the docket. Death of the Author, Wild Eyes, and The Gray Shear are both staying on the docket. Unfortunately, this is not like a super accurate color. I'll try and like pan right over it after I pick it. But again, if it gets pink, that's going to be The Gray Shear. And if it doesn't match anything, we will go until it does match. Okay, see if I can, there we go. Okay, that is bright green. I don't know if we're really going to be able to tell because of the color in here. That's frustrating. I felt like it worked so much better the other day. That's like a lime green, which I feel like is going to be the closest to Normal People. It's really frustrating me that you guys can't see the actual color. I'm going to give it one more go because that's not the exact green of Normal People. Oh, yeah, my colors are just going crazy. If I don't get something close to something on the next one, we'll go with Normal People. And I'm just going to have to kind of narrate the color that I'm seeing because it's not showing up true to color. Okay. That's definitely Normal People. The universe has spoken. The universe wants me to be emotionally wrecked. Okay, well, we're finally going to read Normal People. I need a shower so bad. I have the audiobook for this, so I know that this is definitely a book that's going to have some of that grit and some of that depth and some of that darkness that I'm so anxious and eager to read in a book. So she's also not too long. So we will queue up the audiobook and start this. And finally, I did. Hey, Zelda, where are you going, boo? Okay. You going up there? Okay. I did also start the audio for Assassin's Quest last night. I read the prologue and the first chapter. So we are trekking along for realmathon. Zelda is just being Zelda. Okay, there's your update. Good morning, y'all. I'm running slightly behind, but I figured I would talk to you while I finished packing my lunch. So I started Normal People last night. First, I read a chapter of Assassin's Quest, which was like an hour-long chapter. Then I started Normal People, and I am flying through it. I understand why some people wouldn't like it, but it is doing something so deeply personal for me. It is like a cathartic healing book for me. What am I doing right now? I'm trying to pack my snacks. I've already packed my lunch. I'm having like this garlic noodle dish. So, sorry, I need to clean behind me today. I'm gonna pack a protein bar and I'm going to pack some pretzels and hummus to go with my lunch today. But anyway, Normal People is just doing something so like obscenely right for me. So we're following Marianne, who is from a wealthy family, but nobody really likes her in high school. And then we are following Connell, who is from a poorer class family. His mom is actually the maid for Marianne's family. And like, he's very well liked. He's on the football team. He's popular. And these two kind of form this weird, secretive, friends with benefits, I guess, type situation that follows them throughout the course of their life. And the writing is beautiful. The way she explores character dynamics, both between Marianne and Connell, but also between their families and between outsiders in their surroundings. Like, we're following them through university right now. And like, I listened to the portion that I read this morning while I was getting ready. I need to go back and tab some of the passages that I liked while I was listening. I started tabbing last night when I was immersive reading, but man, Sally Rooney, I wasn't really interested in any of her other titles, but just being like exposed to her writing now, I want to read everything. I want to read everything. It's making me really sad I didn't pick up Intermezzo when my In Real Life book club pick was Intermezzo, and like nobody finished the book that month, but I still want to read it, you know? Okay, I'm gonna finish packing my stuff and I'm gonna go sip on my iced coffee on the way to work. Game plan. I have an hour left of the Normal People audiobook. I don't know where it's going. I'm so worried for our main characters, and I think that they are both so deeply flawed in their own ways. I don't know if they're going to make it back to each other or not. And it's really worrying me because of the way this book started and the hold it had on my heart and still has on my heart because of the characters. And I don't know if they're going to be okay. But I have an hour left of the audio, so I'm about to pop my headphones on and get to cleaning. Y'all can't see, but I have a live show for the favorites tonight. It was supposed to be Tuesday evening and my power went out that night. So I'm going to finish this book, get some things done, have dinner. We'll pick a new book together, although this vlog does end tomorrow. So we'll see what happens there. And then that's it. That's the update. I finished Normal People. That is an easy 5-star book. Like, one that I could see myself rereading in less than a year, honestly. And I think over spring break, I'm gonna watch the adaptation. I just like, I love Marianne and I love Connell. That 274 pages sure did pack a punch. Hi, everybody. It is like 9:15 p.m. Just finished our live show for the favorites with Liv, and that was a really fun time. But I thought that we would pick our last book of this vlog / first book of the next vlog with our last random color. And yeah, tomorrow or Saturday morning is going to be the end of this color generator, so I don't know if I'm gonna finish the next book that I pick, but we're gonna pick it. Also, I submitted for normal people and it got us 54 positive points. So, random color generator, here are the book options. We've got The Gray Shear. If it gets pink, this is what we're gonna read. Death of the Author. We've got lots of potential colors, black, red, and blue. And then if it gets orange, we're gonna read Wild Eyes. So those are the three choices. I thought about adding a Fire Endless to this, but I have now listened to 2 books in a row that had an Irish-Scottish narrator. So we're gonna put a pin in that for just a second. I do still wanna read that one this month though. Okay, here is what it was on yesterday. I'm hoping that like doing it like this will provide better, I don't know, lighting for you to see. Okay, that is like a lilac periwinkle color, so that did not really help us out at all. That's like a dark blue. Okay, we're gonna go again. Okay, that's a clear choice. That is orange. So we're gonna read Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. This was so graciously given to me in one of the Patreons that I'm in's Secret Santa. The spine is a little bit stiff though, which is weird because my copy of Wild Love is floppier. This one is stiffer, so I don't understand that. I don't know. Are they different sizes? No, surely not. Anyway, we're gonna read Wild Love. And because it is stiffer, I'm gonna read it on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm really excited about it. I actually might be able to read quite a bit of this between tonight and tomorrow. I really liked the first book in this series, so I'm excited to read the second one. Yay! Good morning, it's Friday. Hallelujah. I am leaving looking like this today because I feel like all of the energy is being sucked out of my body. Thanks, periods. I feel pretty terrible today, but it's the last day of work before spring break, so I can make it through today. My skin is just looking appalling, and I don't know what to do about my dark spots. It's from 2 summers ago at the pool. Wear sunscreen, guys. But it just makes me so sad to see my skin like this. Anyway, I am going to make a quick stop by Chick-fil-A this morning and pick up breakfast for myself, but also pick up a breakfast for my secret pal. And then I'm going to do some shopping for her over spring break to get her a big present. But who wouldn't want a Chick-fil-A meal for breakfast? So I got her a chicken sandwich, hash browns, and a coffee. I got me a spicy chicken sandwich, hash browns, and a coffee. And we're gonna go make it a successful day. I have to be the DJ this afternoon. We do an event on the last day before spring break called Pirate Palooza. And it's basically like a lip syncing and dancing competition. And a lot of the faculty participate, a lot of the athletic teams, and just like people that put together their own little dance crews participate. And it's just a lot of fun, but I am traditionally the person who controls the music for this event. So I only have to teach 2 classes today. I have no idea what I'm doing with either class because they're done and I'm done. But I've got to go be there, right? I did pack my Kindle. Anyway, let's go pick up Chick-fil-A. Trying to sprint right now. Rachel is hosting sprints while I'm reading Wild Eyes, and my cats just want to be here cuddling. It's so hard. They're so distracting because they're so cute. There's another one. And there's number 3. They're all here.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back in.
Hi guys, it is actually Sunday and not Saturday. I meant to wrap this video up on Saturday. We got some news yesterday that just kind of left me not really wanting to pick up the camera or vlog, so I just extended it a day. First of all, I watched the Ruby Frankie documentary last night, like all 3 episodes. Wild, bizarre, how can a human like that exist? But what you're here for, I'm on spring break. I have been reading quite a bit when I am not watching documentaries, and I am 63% through Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver, and I'm loving it. I'm not going to finish it in this vlog, but you will see my reaction to the end of the book as well as how many points it gets me in next week's vlog. But I'm really loving this, and I'm not surprised. I loved Wild Love so much, and I just don't see how she can fail me with her writing with this series. Chestnut Springs has been hit and miss for me so far. I'm actually not done with that series yet. I've only read the first 3 books. Flawless was okay. Heartless was a 5-star. Powerless gave me the ick a little bit, but Wild Love and Wild Eyes have both just been such hits for me. In the first book, we are following a billionaire named Ford who opens up his own recording studio in the small town of Rose Hill, and we follow his love story. And then here in the second book, we are following his best friend whose name is West. And West is a single dad. He owns a ranch where he takes horses and works with them in order to, most of the time, sell them to other people who are going to keep the horses. But he does a lot of horse training. He has a couple horses of his own, but he also has 2 adorable kids. And I just think the kids are done so well in this book. A lot of the times when we see kids in romance books, they are the caricature of a child, and they're just there to be the cute child that like helps the 2 adults bond. But in this one, they have such distinct personalities. The oldest, Oliver, has selective mutism. He really, really struggles with speaking and getting his ideas out there, and he will only talk to people who he is very comfortable with. And you can just kind of sense that that's going to be a really charming aspect of his relationship with the female main character in this book. And then his youngest daughter, Emmy, we don't get a diagnosis for her, but as somebody who teaches children, I get the sense that she has ADHD. She's a challenge, but she is a lovable challenge, and she's just got this mouth that won't stop, and she doesn't have a filter, and I just love her too. And obviously we get Skylar Stone, the female main character of this book. She is Taylor Swift if Taylor Swift was just a country singer, and if Taylor Swift's parents basically were using her for fame and for money, because that's what's going on with Skylar. She's never been allowed to make decisions for herself. They control her financial strings. They control everything about her, to the songs that she sings, to how she sounds on albums, to the people that she dates. And she is tired of feeling like a bird in a cage, which is funny because she does have a pet bird that she takes with her. She decides that she is finally going to do something for herself, and she sets out to Rose Hill. She has an encounter with a bear. She is saved by West, and the plot just takes off from there. She's coming to Rose Hill to record her own album on her own terms, and she needs a place to stay. West happens to have a bunkhouse, and things escalate from there. I'm loving the dynamic between West and Skylar. It has been very, very, very slow burn for an Elsie Silver book, and it might be my favorite so far. So I'm really liking the way Elsie Silver does slow burn. I'm liking the way that our characters are kind of exploring their past traumas and the things that they struggle with. West is a very extroverted guy, but he made a comment not long ago that I highlighted on Kindle about how he feels like if he doesn't seek people out, then he is going to be forgotten. And I felt like that. I'm not extroverted, but I have definitely felt like if I'm not the one who organizes the outing or that shows up to something that I know is going on, that I'm going to be left out. And that's something I've struggled with my whole life. I know that's intrusive thoughts and that's not reality, but it doesn't mean I haven't struggled with it. So I'm really liking this. I'm probably gonna finish the rest of the 40% today, and then we will do a new challenge next week. So I hope you will stick around. I hope you will join, and yeah, it's been a great first week of Realmathon. Thank you for hanging out with me as I have let a random color picker pick my books for the week. Realmathon has been a really fun time, and I am just really enjoying the community and the camaraderie and the competition, the 3 C's, right? Anyway, if you are interested in following me on social media or supporting my channel in another way, I have all of those links down below. And if you watched all the way to the end of the vlog, leave me some kind of bird emoji. Ravens, I know that's just going to be an excuse for you guys to drop the raven emoji down below, but any kind of bird will do. And I will see you in another vlog very soon. Bye, guys.